I wish I had started this supplement 10 years ago. If you are a woman over 40, do not wait. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. I am 50 years old and I have been a certified personal trainer and Pilates instructor for over 25 years. And you are in the right place if you are looking how to live your best life at any age and any stage of life. If you are a woman over 40 and you're noticing that your body feels weaker, your energy is not what it used to be, your brain fog is increasing, and no matter what you do as far as workouts, you're just not seeing the results that you want, this is for you. And this supplement might be the answer that you have been looking for. So I started taking creatine recently over the last couple of months, and when I tell you, I wish I'd started this at least a decade ago. The results have actually surprised me big time. So today we're gonna talk about exactly what creatine is, what it did to my body, and what the science says for women over 40. So first let's dive into exactly what creatine is. You know, it has such a bad rap because if you're anything like me, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, we would think creatine, you know, for big muscle guys, if you wanna get swole, you take creatine. That's not it, that's not accurate, and that is not what creatine is all about. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound that's found in your muscles and your brains. Creatine comes from amino acids, specifically when you're eating fish and red meat. And creatine monohydrate is one of the most researched supplements that exists. We love that. So let me tell you what it isn't. It's not a steroid, it's not gonna make you bulky, and it's been trusted and studied for over 30 years. So let's first start by diving into the benefits of creatine. Benefit number one, muscle tone, girl. And like I said, you're not gonna turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger from back in the day. But I don't have to tell you that as women, especially if you're over the age of 40, we start losing muscle mass, and that's called sarcopenia. And sarcopenia is not chic for 2025. So we do not want to lose any of our muscle. Why? If you want a higher metabolism, if you want better energy, if you want a leaner body, and you want to feel your best, you want to keep your muscle tone. Creatine helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis, improves power output, and boosts recovery. And this is especially helpful for women that are in perimenopause or menopausal like me. I've been in menopause for over 2.5 years now. So if you're looking to increase your metabolism, keep your strength, and just feel your leanest and your strongest, creatine could be the perfect supplement for you. In fact, there's a PubMed study that was done in 2014 that stated older women supplementing creatine while resistance training saw significantly greater increases in muscle strength and lean mass than those who didn't. Now my question is, what's an older woman? But aside from that, creatine really has been shown, and like I said, this was a study from way back in 2014 that said that if you want to get the best results from your resistance training, include your creatine. Now, I want to share something personal with you. I resisted creatine. I also had that idea that it was for bodybuilders and that it was going to make me bloated and make me just bigger than I wanted to. And, you know, especially when I was younger, I could get bulky really, really easily. Well, now at 50 years old, getting bulky is not quite as easy. I have not experienced any of those things, but here's what I have experienced. I feel leaner. I notice that my workouts, I feel like I have extra oomph, my energy is higher, and I just feel like the recovery is not taking me as long. Now, there's also some major brain boosting benefits from including creatine in your supplement program. But before I get into that, I know you're gonna ask me what kind of creatine I've been taking and why I love it so much. So I've been using the Orgain creatine. It's 5 grams of pure micronized creatine monohydrate. There's no weird fillers, no additives, no junk in it. It's literally just pure creatine. And right now for Amazon Prime Day, guess what? It's 40% off. How amazing is that? So if you've been thinking about trying creatine, this is your sign to start now. I love that it's unflavored and it's so easy to take. I literally just take a little scoop and I put it in my water in the morning. That's how I usually like to take it. Or if I'm having kind of a crazier morning, what I'll do is I'll just add it into my smoothie in the afternoon. It's so easy, it's so light, and it completely dissolves. A huge thing to note is that I have experienced zero bloating with taking creatine. Now here's the kicker. You do want to stay hydrated, but I find that when I add my supplements to water, guess what is the other benefit? I end up just drinking more water. So as long as you stay hydrated, you're probably not going to experience any bloating. It's soy-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, and non-GMO, which is very important to me. And again, it's just creatine, nothing else. So if you've been thinking about creatine, now is the time to stock up and give it a try. If you want to check out Orgain Creatine, just click on the link in my description box. Oh, and don't forget, 40% off now for Amazon Prime Day. Okay, so let's get back into creatine and brain health and the major benefits. Creatine also supports ATP production in the brain, so it's not just for muscles. So here's the other thing to remember. Women specifically, especially if you are not a big red meat eater, and even more importantly, if you are plant-based or vegan, your creatine stores naturally are gonna be much, much lower. Creatine helps improve brain fog, short-term memory, focus under stress, and cognitive performance during fatigue. This one blew my mind. There's a 2018 study that you can find on PubMed that said that creatine helped to benefit memory and brain cognition, especially for people that were stressed or overtired. Sounds like you? Yeah, sounds like me too. The third major benefit of creatine is that it helps to support your energy and endurance. And I can absolutely state that lately I've been just feeling like a superhero, and I know it's the only thing that I've changed. So ATP, if you don't know, it's kind of like the primary currency of your cells when it comes to energy. It's really good to kind of think of it sort of like your body's rechargeable battery. More ATP, more energy, less, not so great. This is gonna help to benefit you when you're doing strength or resistance training workouts, HIIT or Tabata workouts, functional movements, and even mental energy. So as I'm talking here, you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, this sounds like exactly what I'm missing right now. I literally feel like shipping every single one of my friends who's perimenopausal or menopausal some creatine, because I really stand behind this. What I've experienced, like I said before, is better stamina in my workouts, but you know what else I'm loving? I'm not having that afternoon slump. It's so weird because I normally have my daily matcha. I haven't been doing that lately. And if I do, it's more like I just want a matcha rather than I need a matcha. Now, we are all beauty and skincare lovers on this channel, and there's even some new research that states that creatine may be a beauty booster. What? So creatine hydrates the cells in your body, which may lead to a more plump and refreshed look. Sign me up. And some European skincare brands are actually even adding creatine into their topical solutions. Now, this is very, very new research, but listen, can't hurt. Okay, so I want to get into 5 surprising facts that you might not know about creatine. Your brain uses almost as much creatine as your muscles. Think about that. So creatine isn't just for physical changes in your body, but also for memory, cognition, and performance when it comes to focus with your brain. In fact, women under really high stress conditions, right? You're working a lot, you've got aging parents, you're taking care of kids, maybe kids in college, your career, right? You are under a lot of high stress, and creatine can help improve your brain's performance. Less brain fog, easier, clearer thinking, and even improve memory. Let's talk about estrogen once again. We talk about estrogen literally like almost every single time on my channel, but here's the thing. When our estrogen is declining, which I have to tell you, if you're perimenopausal or menopausal, it is, that means that creatine can be even that much more beneficial. So if you're perimenopausal or menopausal, I'm gonna say it again, creatine could be extra beneficial for all of us. So some studies have shown that creatine may be beneficial for women with treatment-resistant depression. And the reason why is it restores ATP and energy metabolism in your brain. I kind of hinted on this a little bit earlier, but I want to state it again. Vegetarians and vegans can see even greater benefits from using creatine. And why? Because again, creatine is mostly found in fish and red meat. So if you're not eating those things, you're probably gonna have way lower creatine. So if you are a plant-based girly, which we love, you might notice a huge difference in your energy and in your muscle strength, recovery, and stamina by incorporating creatine into your supplement routine. And here's one that I love, is that creatine, when paired with resistance training, which by now we all know we've got to start implementing, it may even help to protect your bone density. And I don't have to tell you, as a perimenopausal or menopausal woman, bone density is something very, very important, because if you want to live a long, healthy life, you don't want broken bones and fractures as you age, creatine may be incredibly beneficial to you. So all this sounds amazing, right? But I know you probably have some questions and are wondering, are there any risks? So let's get into that right now. So is creatine considered safe? Yes. This is like a huge resounding yes. Like I said, it's one of the most studied supplements that exists, and it's been studied for over 30 years now. And it's generally considered one of the safest supplements on the market. Now, are there any side effects? Like I mentioned, some people, if they're not properly hydrated, may experience some bloating. But like I said, I personally have not experienced that at all. And some people state that they might experience some digestive issues. I also have not experienced that at all, but one way you can mitigate that is just by splitting your dosage. So if you're taking 5 grams, you can do like half in the morning and half a little bit later in the day. Now, should you talk to your doctor first? I always say, you know your body best. I am not a doctor, so I always think it's a good idea, especially if you're on any kind of medication, to speak to your doctor. But especially if you've had any kidney issues or kidney problems, you definitely want to talk to your doctor first before taking creatine. So my plant-based and vegan friends might be wondering, so is it vegetarian or vegan? Yes. Most creatine monohydrate, like Orgains, is synthetically made, which means it's perfectly suitable for vegetarians or vegans. And plant-based diets provide pretty much no creatine naturally. So there was a 2011 study, now think about that, 2011, that wasn't yesterday, that stated that vegetarians and vegans that were supplementing with creatine saw memory improvements. So if you are plant-based, listen, you are probably getting 0 creatine in your diet. This is something you just want to add to your arsenal. So it's so easy. Literally, I just take a scooper, which is 5 grams, and I add it to my water daily. And I like to take it in the morning because why not get all those beautiful brain and muscle benefits throughout the day? So generally, it's like my second bottle of water in the day, probably around like 10 a.m., I get my creatine in. So if you're in your 40s, 50s, or beyond, this might be the simplest supplement to add. You're gonna see benefits from your muscles and in your brain, your focus, your cognition, and all of those things are super, super important. So I wanna hear from you. I love getting active with you in the comments. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've tried creatine or if you've been on the fence about trying it like I was. Like I said, I wish I had started doing this when I was 40 years old because I think it would have changed a lot. Oh, and don't forget, for Amazon Prime Day, the Orgain creatine is 40% off. Yes, how much do we love that? You are awesome, you are amazing, and if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, check out this video next. I'll see you there.